Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with Adele who's one of our longtime parishioners and choristers as part of our series where we're interviewing people and just getting to know them and how they've moved through this challenging time of pandemic. How are you, Adele? Welcome.
I'm well.
Welcome back to Grace Church after 6 months of being away.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah. How long have you been in the choir?
I joined the choir when I was in grade 4, so I guess that was about 9 years ago.
Wow. And I know this story, but maybe some people don't. How did you come to join the choir?
Oh, yeah, it's a funny story. I was really into Irish dancing as a kid, like really obsessed, and my teacher, I was doing it at school, and she said, "Oh, I'm doing this class at Grace Church on the Hill, write it down and talk to your parents about it." So then I was doing the classes here, I was really into it, but after the class I would hear all the way up the stairs the choir singing, the children's choir, and both me and my mom were always very impressed by the level of musicality of those kids. So I decided to get involved, and that's how I learned about the choir.
I have to say, like, one of the great joys of being like a choir director is that, you know, it's not like being a school teacher where you see kids for a year or maybe 2 years and then they move on. I get to work with the same students from, you know, being children to teenagers to adults. And like being present and watching you sort of grow up and now off to university is like one of the great joys of what I do. And I'm like super proud of you and really impressed with all that you have accomplished. So you're off to university. Do you want to tell us what you're doing and what you're studying?
Sure. So I'm a student at the University of Toronto, and I'm studying engineering science. So it's kind of a unique program. It's general for the first 2 years, so I don't know what kind of engineering I'm doing yet, but for years 3 and 4 we have a few different options we can choose from, and I'm still interested in a few, so I'm mostly exploring this year and next year to see in what direction I want to go. But I'm really excited to be studying in this program. I love math and science, so I'm really interested in all of my courses. Even though it's a big workload, I'm really enthusiastic about all the subjects. So.
Oh, awesome. And at one point you were thinking about doing like aerospace, because you also are a pilot.
Yeah.
Right? Like you fly actual planes.
Yeah, that's also another big benefit of this program. One of the options for 3rd and 4th year is aerospace. So that's definitely one that caught my eye. Although I'm still not committed to it, I'm definitely thinking about it.
Amazing. And I don't know, can you tell us what it's been like to be in this sort of global pandemic and how you've managed to sort of stay positive and continue on?
Yeah. For me at first, it was definitely a big challenge because, I mean, nobody really saw this coming, and especially for me, I had pictured for a long time what my graduation would be like. I was at my school for 14 years since kindergarten, so this graduation meant a lot to me. And also just, I had always pictured what it would be like to start university on campus and moving and all those things. So as I started to realize that all of these things weren't going to happen, and I had my last day of school without really knowing it, that was a lot of like loss to deal with. But what really helped is knowing that it's not just me or even my classmates, but students all around the world that had to deal with this challenge, so we could all relate and talk about it together. What really helped me is also the support of my family and my friends, trying to make little routines, do different activities that help me relax, and ultimately now I'm trying to stay really positive, so even if I feel sort of sad about some things that are happening, I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing now and how to make the best of my situation.
Yeah. I think that's so important though to like acknowledge the loss as well, and then move on, because it is a loss. It's really hard not to graduate with your peers on stage and get those rites of passage. And I think that's important not to just move over the loss. And you said you started classes on Thursday?
Yeah.
So you're taking those online?
Yes.
And are there ways that your school is sort of facilitating social time and group work?
Yeah, in some of my classes we are put into groups to work on problems together. So that's one way of connecting with each other, and a lot of older students have been organizing different events and things online and a few things in person at a distance, so we can still get to know other students. It's definitely more of a challenge than usual, but I do have the advantage of still being in Toronto, where my campus is, so there's a lot of students around, and yeah, I'm going to try to take a lot of those opportunities, joining clubs and things like that.
And I know you have a class on Thursday for this semester, but now that you're staying in Toronto, I think, does that mean that we might see you in choir sometimes?
Yeah, I hope so.
Fantastic. You are a really important part of this choir in this parish, and we're very excited for you as you embark on university and proud of you. And thank you so much for coming in to talk today.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too. Good to be back.
Thanks, Adele. Thanks, everyone.